India's market structure is distinct from developed economies, and navigating its complexities requires a strategic approach. One important strategy is diversification across market caps. But why is it so critical to consider large, mid, and small cap companies in India's evolving market? To help investors navigate these opportunities, we've introduced the Groww Multicap Fund, which seeks to offer diversified exposure to large, mid, and small cap companies, aiming to provide an opportunity for investors to tap into India's growing market across all segments. Today, we're joined by Ritesh Sheth, Director at Tejas Investor Services, a firm focused on providing comprehensive financial solutions with the highest ethical standards. In this episode, Ritesh will share his insights on how diversification across market caps can help investors navigate the unique dynamics of India's market and why multi-cap funds seek to offer a balanced approach to growth. Let's dive in and explore how multi-cap funds can help solve India's investment puzzle.
Mr. Ritesh Sheth joins us now to help us decode the India's investment puzzle. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheth, for taking time out.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Karima.
So, for starters, why don't you help us understand what makes India's market structure different from other developed countries, and why is diversification across market caps important for the investors?
See, basically, nowadays, when I look at the numbers and the equation in the Indian context, it is projecting rapid growth in the current situation. Like India's GDP outlook is going positive. We become 5 trillion US dollar economy by FY27. That's the context which makes me more confident towards India growth story. Like if I count on numbers, like say it took $1 trillion economy GDP is the time it takes has reduced. Likewise, in 90s, it took 16 years to be a $1 trillion GDP growth. Then 2008 to 15 was 7 years. Then 15 to 22 was 7 years. Then 22 to 25 was 3 years. So, on a basis of that, I believe that in coming years, the gap to recover that $1 trillion mark will be much faster. As I go with that, it is kind of movement I can see, and I can really feel like the Indian economy has that kind of an spark where we can see that things happening.
Right. So, what role does India's demographic dividend play in shaping demand across sectors, and how can a multi-cap strategy align with this trend?
See, to come to that conclusion, we should know how our economy success has been. Like, say, I call it like capability, capacity, and confidence. So, when I talk about capacity, it is physical capacity, financial capacity, technology capacity. Confidence comes from individual confidence, enterprise confidence, and government confidence. When it comes to capabilities, it is individual capacity, enterprise capacity, and government capacity. In that context, I believe the India context has that kind of an potential where all this capacity together and the confidence together will make that sense for Indian companies to emerge as an from an MSME company or a small cap company or a smaller companies to emerge as an large caps or a bigger companies, and valuations or you name it, any context of that will make that sense for making that the pie grow. In that context, if I think of a multi-growth opportunity, then if you look at emerging markets or emerging equities have always tried to give us kind of the extraordinary returns over some time. Let's say MSME company become a small cap or a listed entity, that multiplier effect always happens. So in that way, I believe there will be companies who maybe a small cap company can turn around to a large cap, and a multi cap strategy has a strategy where normally a typical style of fund management is 25 25 25. So mid caps, large caps, and small caps will be 25 25, and 25% of money will go to alignment where that fund manager finds it more comfortable, and he will incline that money toward the market capitalization wherever it is happening, and he will try to generate additional alpha for the fund.
So, you started by talking to us about the immense potential that the Indian market holds. So, how can multi-cap fund investors tap into this growth potential of India's mid and small cap companies while leveraging at the same time the advantage of the larger or the large caps?
So the uniqueness in the the spaces like say large cap or mid cap or a small cap, it is always differs, right? So let's say if I count on large cap companies, there are two-wheeler companies, there are airlines, there are coal, there are FMCGs, metal, retail, so many things are there. But when we talk about mid cap or a small cap, there are different galaxy of companies who are there. So likewise, if I just give you some examples, is small cap, maybe a carbon black company, cosmetic, ceramics, commodity, chemical commodities. All these are the small cap companies who are doing good for, or probably they are the companies who are actually supporting the large cap, or even the mid cap companies who are supporting the large cap. So, looking at the overall scenario in the current market situation or economical situation, I always
Hmm.
feel like there should be alignment from small cap. Like let's say in current market context, if we say the small cap is overvalued, mid cap is
Hmm.
at par with the market numbers and all, and large cap is anyways undervalued for some time. So probability of seeing that shift should be faster, and probably the earning scope will be higher on the multi cap side.
Okay. And now there are, of course, several government-led initiatives as well, Make in India for one.
Yeah.
With those in place, how are small and mid-cap companies poised to benefit from that? And how can multi-cap funds, more importantly, capture this growth?
See, basically, when we go about seeing that small cap companies, let's say a government have actually funding infra projects. It's around say 1 lakh, 11 lakh, I think 110 lakh crore rupees every year. So there will be a small cap company also who is benefiting out of it. Mid cap is also benefiting out of it, and large cap is also benefiting out of it. Now, coming to the context, if you look at any of these segments, have always proven that there are always a different winners every time. And to find out that winners, we really required something where my allocation should be there always on that side where there is a
Hmm.
potentiality. So on that context, I always believe that the small cap, mid cap, and a large cap mix will always make sense to hold money with.
Great. Mr. Sheth, thank you so much for chatting with us and for sharing your observations and insights about the market with all our viewers today.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.